Observer Live. We are here every day, Monday through Friday, noon Pacific 3 Eastern, Sundays 3 Pacific 6 Eastern, Saturday mornings with Jim Valley, 10 a.m. Pacific 1 Eastern, Sundays with Andrew Zarian. And it is Tuesday here on this show, and you know what that means? We got a lot to talk about here today. It is NXT Tuesday, and tonight we'll find out the fate of my beloved Ava, who's gone. Who is going to replace her? How are they going to explain her departure? Did Tony D murder her? All of these questions will be answered tonight on NXT. We have also got all of the news from Raw last night. It was the follow-up show for the Royal Rumble. And we've got a main event for WrestleMania. That's confirmed. Roman Reigns and CM Punk is going to be the main event of WrestleMania. So we'll tell you about that. Everything that happened on Raw last night. Lance Storm is going to join us here today. He'll have his thoughts as well. Very, very good main event segment, I thought. As far as the wrestling on the show, kind of a little hit and miss. But we'll go over that. Plus, there's a lot of news, including an interview I want to talk about with, of all people, Nia Jax. Years ago, there was a match with Charlotte Flair that appeared to kind of fall apart. And Nia Jax now, years later, has talked about the match. And you'll be stunned to hear it fell apart. And we'll tell you what Nia Jax had to say about it. Hiromu is leaving New Japan. Talk to you about that. NXT is going back to New York City for the Roadblock special, which will be taking place in March. Nick Hogan was spotted recently at the WWE Performance Center, whatever that means. And plenty of other news as well. If you want to text us here today, 425-780-7566 is the phone number. That is 425-780-7566. F4W Online at gmail.com. F4W Online, Threads, Instagram, and Cameo. I'm also at Bryan Alvarez, X, and Blue Sky. We'll be back in a moment with Lance Storm, Wrestling Observer Live. Just a quick note before this free video. If you click like and subscribe, I'd be very thankful.
I am going to channel the well-known, infamous roast of Bryan and Lance.
Oh, my God.
I vaguely remember this.
Lance was a champion in virtually every company he has appeared in. While he did hold the distinction of holding 3 titles, that angle fizzled out faster than his podcast, Killing the Town.
Wow. I now remember this utter disaster of a roast.
Let's get Lance a chair to sit in. And as we do, could we also bring someone up here to show him how to use it? I remember that chair shot. I don't remember who it was on, but
utter silence that this roast was met with.
Tom, at least I was smart enough not to do those chair shots again.
Bryan, besides me, there are others who I'm sure dislike you, like Vince Russo, Eric Bischoff, but I think you're great, like a guiding light or a father, which is why I'm not surprised when you screw me every week. The best-selling author of The Death of WCW. He had just completed his new book, for which actually Lance Storm wrote the foreword, which is 3 more than most wrestling fans know.
Hideous. Atrocious.
It must be hard when you look so young. If I didn't know better, I'd say you had your grandma's jeans. But actually, if the camera panned down, I bet Lance is wearing them. Anyways, let's start the show. Carmelo went for the La Mystica. Andrade went for the Message.
It's actually not the La Mystica. It starts like La Mystica, but the La Mystica is actually a submission, and he doesn't land in the submission. He just does the whole slam part and then jumps up.
Yeah, the La Mystica is a tilt-a-whirl head scissor into a Fujiwara armbar.
Into a Fujiwara armbar. The La Mystica is not the submission. Do not tell me
I didn't say that was a submission. I said the La Mystica involves the tilt-a-whirl facebuster into the submission. The whole thing. Why are you so angry?
Well, you just
Because
changed
it's not
what you said and lied. Right?
Yeah.
No,
that's
he doesn't
why.
land in a submission. He just slams them. So it's not a La Mystica.
I believe that's the actual move.
Okay,
but
whatever. Who
Yeah.
cares?
I just hope editor Sean pulls up the exact clip of you saying La Mystica's a submission and then denying it afterwards.
La Mystica is actually a submission. I didn't say that was a submission.
The Mystic is actually a submission? I didn't say that was a submission.
Editor Sean.
Back in the show, Bryan Alvarez here, Wrestling Observer Live. Lance Storm is joining us here today. And during the break, I'm watching Charlotte and Nia Jax. This match took place on August 30, 2021. And it's incredible for a lot of reasons. First off, if you remember this match, Charlotte and Nia are having this match, and Charlotte goes for a moonsault, and Nia gets the knees up, and Charlotte hits some move, and she wants to go for a cover, but Nia just starts standing up, and Charlotte decides, I'm going to force you down to the mat to cover you, and Nia's like, I ain't going down. And so at that point, the thing just falls apart. They both stand up and they look at each other, and then Charlotte slaps her hard, and Nia just looks at her and then shoves her, and then they get into it, and Nia's doing these Vader. She's throwing shots like she's Vader, those clubbering to the side of the head. And, man, this thing falls apart. And then they, get back on the same page for the most part, and they continue the match. So Nia did an interview on Chris Van Vliet, his show, talking about this match. And I think what the funniest thing about the match is that, like I said, during the break, I went to watch it, and I just Googled the date, and it comes up, and what comes up is the actual clip of the match that WWE put on their social media. They took the worst part of this match and put it up on their social media, and
they put up the clip that will get the most traction.
No, but this was years ago. This wasn't put up recently.
Yeah, it would have got more traction back then, too.
Well, maybe. I mean, I don't know if most fans even knew that something went wrong. It's just, I bring it up because this is not the first time that this happens in AEW, and it also happens in WWE, because people always send me the clips. Both places, I don't know who the social media people are anyway, but the people in charge of social media for AEW and WWE very often will put up a clip of something that looks terrible. There will be some botch, and then they'll put it up as a highlight. Oh man, look at this big move or whatever. And people in the company will actually text me, and they'll be like, who put this up as a highlight? This was the worst thing in the match. So anyway, Nia does this interview, and she says, my match with Charlotte kind of got into a little tiff, a little back and forth there. It was a miscommunication. I will say, I'm going to call it a miscommunication. Things got heated, they legit got heated in that match. I did warn her a few times to stop, to chill out, and she didn't. And so then, I two-pieced her. We came back, and once we were calm and we were level-headed, we all kind of were just all right, that got a little out of hand. But sometimes it happens. It just got a little out of hand, it got hot, and we just started swinging. And she's asked if things are good, and she says, oh, yeah, we're good. It was definitely, everybody was like, what just happened? Even the crowd, because when it happened in the moment, I couldn't hear anything because I was angry. I was legit PO'd, so I didn't hear anything. But then, when I felt the dead silence of the crowd, I think the crowd was kind of what is happening? I could hear Corey Graves. Commentary is the only thing I could hear because the crowd was dead silent. I think they were kind of in shock, what just happened? So it was definitely a moment. That was a match where I was oh, but then we were able to redeem ourselves after that. So if you want to check it out, it's not hard to find on the internet. Just Google August 21, Nia versus Charlotte. It'll come right up. And the clip on the WWE YouTube page begins with the disaster, and then you end up seeing the rest of the match afterwards.
It used to happen quite a bit back in the day. Not so much nowadays, but back in the day it happened all the time.
And it's funny because I think I shut the window here, which is too bad. But usually when something like this happens, it's kind of like, okay, well, I get it, you know. I don't get it in that I would have done the same thing, but I understand why in the heat of the moment somebody got mad. But, like, this one's just weird because I'll just do commentary right now. Charlotte goes up top, and she goes for a moonsault, and, like, I guess Nia got the knees up, and then Nia goes to lift her and hit a Samoan drop, and Nia doesn't look happy right here, but she's kind of smiling, and then she does her running leg drop, and Charlotte moves like 10 minutes early, and then Charlotte boots her, and Nia starts to get up, and Charlotte tries to, like, force her to the ground. Nia's already on her feet, and Charlotte's trying to force her to the ground, and that's it. Charlotte then slaps her, and Nia shoves her, and it's off to the races. It's like, what did you get so mad about? That she tried to put you on your back when you were already on your feet? I don't even understand. It's just weird. I can't even explain why they got so angry at each other.
No, there may have been tension before they even went to the ring. It's like, stuff like that happens.
It's possible. All right. Well, that's the story. You can go check out that match if you want to.
But when you mentioned bad stuff going on social media, it was probably 2 years ago now, but I remember I was at a TNA show and, like, you know, looking at my phone and the social media people put up a clip and I'm like, why is this out there? And I'm like, who does our social media? I found the guy. I'm like, this is like a completely blown spot that misses. Why is this out there? He's like, oh, and he deleted it. But
was this TNA?
TNA like 2 years ago.
Okay, so it legitimately is now every major national television promotion in this country. I've seen it with AEW, I've seen it with WWE, and now TNA. I don't know. I think the social media people are just like, you know, they're social media people. They don't like grab former wrestlers and give them the job. So they watch the match and, you know, they see something that looks cool and they put it up there, and sometimes it's not as cool as they thought.
They'll see a big crash and go, ooh, people want to see that. And it's like, not the people in the match.
NXT is tonight. My dearest Ava is gone, and it must be explained.
I really hope Tony made her swim with the fishes.
I mean, listen.
What else can you do?
I'm not the booker, obviously. I have intense power over all promotions except one, NXT. And if I were in charge, I mean, you know, there's no meeting. Tony shows up. Where's Ava, he says. I haven't seen her all day. I don't know where she's at. And it's a mystery. What happened to Ava? And Tony D, of course, has a history of murdering people, allegedly. And so we could even do the murder mystery. Who took out Ava? But anyway, something will have to be announced tonight because last week she was all over the show. And the big hook for this week is Tony D'Angelo is going to reveal his intentions. So we'll need a new authority figure. My presumption is it may end up being Robert Stone because he's like the only one left. They got rid of Stevie Turner. He was Ava's right-hand man.
It would be really great if they actually filmed the corpse shot before she left, and they will have them show up and find her body laying on the office floor.
I don't know if we're gonna need a body double for that one. I don't think she's stuck around for that one. But you never know, you know. But we have a ladder match for the NXT title. Deion Lennox, Keanu Carver, Jackson Drake, Joe Hendry, Shiloh Hill, Ricky Saints, and Sean Legacy. We've got the Women's North American Championship. Izzy, Dame versus Thea Hale and Lola Vice. Elegance Brand versus Sol Rucanzaria for the TNA Knockouts titles, Lance.
This is a big show. 3 titles already.
Yeah. And there will be a new NXT champion. I can only see it being one man. Ricky Saints. I guess they could try to just like make a new star overnight. Keanu Carver or somebody.
Or, again, a 5% chance they do the Joe Pop, but...
You could do Joe Hendry, but I think he's technically main roster, so it's not like you can't do it, but I figure Ricky Saints is going to get the belt. But yeah, big matches tonight on NXT, everybody. And we'll see what sucker ends up the new NXT GM. Because I do want to mention very quickly when we come back from the break why I believe the Ava character was the worst GM of all time.
The worst booked GM.
That's the point. Don't ruin it for me. So anyway, we'll talk about that when we come back from the break, as well as Raw and plenty more. So stick around, everybody. Back in a moment. Wrestling Observer Live. Just a quick note before this free video. If you click like and subscribe, I'd be very thankful. Okay, can everyone hear it?
Yeah.
There's a mystery bell at Granny's house. She can't hear it. Take off your headphones for a second.
I had them on wrong anyway.
Okay.
I can't get them on right. What?
Take them off and listen.
You have in your elbow?
Is the fan on a computer?
Nothing.
All right. Well, this is going to be an exciting show.
Gonna have bells ringing through the whole thing, and it's every week. It's got to be me.
Do you have a neighbor that's an ice cream man
No,
practicing out there?
I got a neighbor that smokes marijuana.
I'm sure you do. I guess
Whatever that noise is, I mean, it's still going.
Yeah, it's not going to stop, dude.
Brian, do you want me to get off here and go see if open the door and see if there's anything out there?
You think something's out the front door?
Is he ringing the bell the entire time?
No, Granny, you don't
Let
need
me
to-
in! Let me
it's
in!
Fine, it's fine.
If it's death, don't open the door.
Thank you, Craig. This person thinks it's a stove timer.
Have you burned the roast?
No, I don't have a stove. You want me to just get off here?
No. We're going to barrel through it.
I'd love it.
You're not even doing anything. Granny, Nick says that you've got an old-fashioned analog alarm clock in Terry's bedroom.
I don't know. I got a new alarm clock, battery operated. Is that what she meant?
Well, whatever it is, it's going haywire right now.
Oh, it might be my alarm,
Do you think?
but it's way back in the bedroom.
Don't worry about it right now. But when the show's over, you might want to go...
That's what it is.
Okay.
Solve the mystery.
Is there a reason you didn't turn it off when it started ringing?
Well, I wasn't in there. I didn't.
Duh.
I took a nap. I took a nap and set the alarm. I thought I shut it off, but I probably didn't.
No.
You probably didn't.
That's life.
I would say with a good deal of certainty that you didn't turn it off.
Brian, that's life around here.
Yeah, I'm well aware. I do the show with Dave, too.
Say,
Hear all sorts of things in the background.
did I do that? You know,
Yeah, you did do that.
or I thought I did that, but I didn't.
In there.
I wake up and I see lights on, and I say, I didn't turn those lights on. What's going on?
Maybe the place is haunted.
Could be.
Okay.
It's my brain that's haunted.
Well, I hope not. Instead of suffering through the YouTube chat, click like and subscribe. I got the show. Bryan Alvarez here, Wrestling Observer Live. Lance Storm is joining us here today, wiping away a tear from my eye. The departure of Ava. Got some ideas in the chat here. This person goes, they should bring someone up and recast Ava. I've had a lot of people suggest this. Just a totally different person, like blonde hair, you know, and just say this. Just pretend that it's still Ava. She's just been recast, like nothing ever happened.
Replace a person on the soaps.
Yeah, exactly. Or this person goes, they should do a riff on the casino opening and Ava's blown up in the parking lot. That one's been suggested. A lot of people think the show should just open and they'll say she was attacked in the parking lot.
I think Chelsea Green campaigned for the role, and a lot of people were in support of this.
Like this guy goes, they should open with Robert Stone asking the talent, "Where's Ava?" And everybody says, "Who's Ava?" And finally someone tells him, "There is no Ava. You've been the GM this entire time."
Do the Dallas thing and just wake up. It was all a dream.
This guy goes, "There was an Ava, but she died 20 years ago on a stormy night, just like tonight." The Phantom GM storyline. Anyway, I've mentioned many times that Ava was the worst GM in the history of wrestling. People get so mad. And the name they always bring up is Mike Adamle. Okay? Now, I want to preface this by saying, God bless Mike Adamle. You know, I have no problem with Mike Adamle.
What about the laptop?
Well, the laptop. No, this is the difference, Lance. So the issue with Mike Adamle was that, God bless him, as a performer, he was terrible. He didn't know anyone's names. We had the famous Jeff Harvey line, and he just was bad at performing this job. That's different. Ava, I'm talking the character. I'm not talking Simone Johnson. Actually, by the end, she was a lot better than when she started. Like, when she started, she was like a Mike Adamle. I mean, she couldn't string a sentence together, and it was pretty bad at the beginning. But by the end, like, she kind of got it. But the problem was the character of Ava was the worst GM. She made the worst decisions. You mentioned during the break, well, you got to watch some of those old WCWs with Vince Russo. Yeah, the Vince Russo character also made stupid decisions. But I would argue he didn't make a stupid decision 3 times on every single show.
Oh, brother, go back and watch.
Dude, on her last show, it opened with Joe Hendry lying dead on the ground, and he is surrounded by 3 men, the Vanity Project, all clutching steel chairs. Ava walks up and starts screaming at them. "Why did you do this? Why did you kill Joe Hendry?" They go, "We didn't do it." She goes, "You're right here with chairs. What are you talking about?" "We didn't do it." She's angry. She's eventually asked for help for Joe Hendry because she didn't actually care about him. She goes, "Oh, yeah, that's good." And then later in the show, she meets with these 3 guys, and they say, "You have no proof. You have no actual proof that we did it." And Ava goes, "You know what? I actually don't have proof. Therefore, Jackson Drake, you will replace Joe Hendry." I said, "What? What? Even if you have no proof, if you think there's a good chance that he killed this guy, why would you reward them? There's no other males available for this spot?" No, she gives it to Jackson Drake. Then she goes, "But I want you to know, if Joe Hendry is medically cleared, he's in the match." Well, at the end of the show, it turns out Joe Hendry's medically cleared, so he's in the match. But so is Jackson Drake anyway. What?
But did she put anyone's mom on a pole?
Bro. Dude, there's no defense of this, okay?
I'm not defending it.
There's no rule.
I'm saying there was equally dumb stuff in a lot of
places. There's no rule that says that there have to be 6 people in the ladder match. Joe Hendry didn't need to be replaced. He didn't have to be. Guy's dead? Fine, there's only 5 guys. No.
That's trademarked. That's a burger joint.
She said, there must be 6 men. So Jackson Drake, you will take his place. But then the guy comes back, and now guess what? There's now 7 men. It's stupid, Lance. She made a decision like this all throughout the show, every show. Her character was the worst GM of all time.
Hey, she didn't let someone's mom defend the tag titles and then put her on a forklift.
Oh, stop. They did far dumber things than that. Probably made sense that she was taped to a pole. She kept interfering. That at least it was stupid, but it made sense. This Jackson Drake thing didn't make any sense. Not a lick of sense, as they say. Anyway. Nick Hogan was apparently the WWE Performance Center recently. He was spotted last week.
Is he replacing Ava?
According to the... Hey, golly. I had not thought of that.
Gone from The Rock's kid to Hogan's kid.
Wow.
Doesn't need to be taught how to bump.
PW Insider said he was there last week. There is no word what he was doing there. He attended multiple WWE shows in 2025.
Calling it now. He's the new GM.
Talked about how accommodating WWE had been, how well they treated his family. In November, he posted a photo of himself on Instagram working out in the ring with NWA wrestler Bryan Idol. He is 35, Nick Hogan, has never wrestled before, but he left the door open for an in-ring debut when asked about the picture by TMZ. God, you might be right, dude. Nick Hogan,
the first time.
New GM of NXT? Huh. Interesting.
Hogan knows best, the second generation.
Well, speaking of NXT, next month they're heading back to New York City for Roadblock. The theater at Madison Square Garden, Tuesday, March 31st. It'll be a special episode of NXT, so not on Peacock. Which tells me, by the way, I got to think about this.
They officially done on Peacock now?
Unless they've got a Saturday night's main event that I'm not thinking about. They may be done. I may be able to cancel Peacock again. I canceled it and had to sign back up for this last Saturday night's main event. So maybe I can cancel again. But that is that. All right, we've got... I got an update on Adam Lee here. This person said Adam Lee was a bad GM on TV, too. As GM, he did a tag match with Cole and Jerry Lawler versus Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase his first night as GM. Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase versus Michael Cole and Jerry Lawler. Mike Adamle signed. He also did a double. I can't read this. It's bad typing, but anyway, he made some bad decisions apparently as well. But all GMs do. But did he make as many bad decisions as Ava?
Did he bail out the guy that was ruining her show?
Yeah, that's another one. It would be fitting if he murdered her after that. She had him arrested because he was attacking people on a wrestling show. The bail was somehow set so high he couldn't afford it. She then immediately bailed him out, and when he asked why, she goes, "We need you."
Maybe she shouldn't have had him arrested.
God. All right. Hiromu is departing New Japan. He says there is no bad blood between himself and the company. His final match will be, coincidentally, at New Beginning in Osaka on February 11th. Tokyo Sports did an article, said his contract expired at the end of January. He informed New Japan he would not be renewing. Takahashi in the article claimed the departure was, quote, super positive, and he was leaving to pursue, quote, a new dream. He says, I want to deny the idea I'm leaving because I'm dissatisfied with New Japan. I think it's natural for any working adult to have dissatisfaction with their company. That's precisely why I don't want people to think I left for such a simple reason. I'm leaving with ambition. It's a super positive departure. His destination has not been revealed. It could be WWE. It could be AEW. Could be Noah. A lot of talk about Noah. And we shall see. Tokyo Sports said the departure was not influenced by the comings and goings of wrestlers he was close to, like Naito or Evil. Solely a result of Hiromu personally pursuing a new dream as a wrestler. Deep internal conflict and careful consideration, it said. The age of 36 when Okada and Nakamura left was something that really stuck with me. I wonder if 36 was kind of a line for taking new challenges. And so away he goes. I'm trying very, very hard to say, I love the place, it's awesome, it's great, but I'm out of here.
Just want something new.
Just want something new. Some potentially, maybe, I guess we'll see good news about Piper Niven. She's been out for a long time with a very serious neck injury. And the word we had is it could be career-ending. She did do an interview on social media. Fan asked how she was feeling. She said, it's 5 months, and some days when it's bad, I can't stand up for more than a few minutes, if even a minute.
Wow.
Do I want to come back? Of course I do. This is all I've done. I've wanted to do since I was 16 years old. I can't imagine doing anything else. I still love it as much as I did the first day I started. I feel like I was really just starting to get confident again, open up and hit my groove. So all of this is to say, I hope so. Keep your fingers crossed for me. So it's bad, but all the best to her. Back in a moment with the Raw Report, Observer Live. Just a quick note before this free video. If you click like and subscribe, I'd be very thankful.
It's Bryan Alvarez and Big Vinny V, and we hope that you enjoy the show.
Should I do one more time? Huh? I played the entire song before realizing I had not hit record.
I figured as much.
So I had to start the entire show over again. Uh-oh. Is my internet down? My internet died.
Yeah.
All right. Stand by, everybody. Hi, everybody. We're back. And we're just gonna barrel on through, right, Vinny? What do we have on that Facebook thing? Now it says no audio. Jared, do we have audio?
I can hear you.
Honestly, what is going on?
Yeah, we just watched a movie
What
about
is
this.
up with my internet? Lost everybody again. Curry says no problems with the Big Vinny V show.
His words.
Not since the first one.
I was gonna say the very
There have
first
been
one was a
Many
disaster.
problems. Many
Yes.
problems.
We've had quite a few.
Yeah, and you know what I do? I just barrel on through.
Brian.
Barrel on through should be the name of this show. What the hell's going on this week? Like every single show, something goes terribly wrong. Today, I didn't have the music set to go at first. Then I got it set to go, but I forgot to hit record. Finally, I hit record and got the song going right. Golly. One disaster after another here. We're starting 15 minutes late. I still can't find the video, Jared. Is it up? Where is everything? Granny's joining us here today via phone. We cannot connect her audio or video. It's a blank screen. I don't know what's going on. What are we doing? Should we just quit today? I don't know what the problem is, Granny. I don't know how to fix it. I don't know what's going on. We still have no video. I got a question. Where's the goddamn video at?
You gotta fire Jared.
All right, now it's up. Hello, everybody.
This is the one you told me to do last week, Undertaker plus Psycho Kid.
Okay.
Are you done laughing?
Yeah, we're done.
Yes, Granny, I apologize.
There'll be more.
Then Psycho Sid comes out with blonde curly hair. Hard to pull. Lasts a while before he gets out of it. I had to give that a 10.
A 10.
Oh, wow.
Undertaker won a match and a belt. That's a 10 on the Granny scale.
Victor is still at it more than ever this week, as far as the soaps go.
Hell of a report, Granny.
All right.
That was a 10 on the Granny soap opera report scale.
Okay, just a minute.
Jared, you're forgiven. Instead of suffering through the YouTube chat, click like and subscribe. Alvarez here, Wrestling Observer Live. Lance Storm is joining us here today. Lance, what did you think of Raw?
I thought there was very little wrestling on the program. I think there was only 3 matches. And all 3 of them were the babyface selling a whole long time and having a degree of interference for them to win at the end.
Yeah, there certainly was a... What do you think of these matches nowadays, Lance?
Well, I think like everybody else, some of them I love, some of them not so much.
All right, hold on a second. I got to do one thing real quick.
I also, while you're doing that, as I've mentioned here before, I get frustrated when promos start and they seem to be milking and playing into the crowd, singing, interacting so much that I lose interest. I actually turned off the main event promo and went, you know what, I'll see the clips of the important part later. I can't stand here listening to the crowd sing Roman Reigns. And
You've got to be kidding me. You turned off that main event segment?
yep, they lost my interest before it got good.
You're blaming the quits of the fans?
No, there has been a tendency from the company where you can tell that if the crowd even starts anything, the person in the ring pauses and tries to get them to go further. And I've gotten annoyed by it a long time ago. And I came to the conclusion that the important parts of this will be on social media in 20 minutes. I'll save myself the time and effort.
I'm completely aghast that you missed that promo.
I saw the clips and the important stuff on social media. I don't need to watch it on the show.
How do you have a job in this business, dude? The fans are always going to make noise. They're going to
Yes.
sing for TNA. They're going to do all of that.
They are overly concerned with elongating that and playing into that and milking that, and it's just not what I enjoy to watch. I tune into a show to listen to and see stars. I don't tune into a show to listen and hear from fans. If they are popping, great. But when you can tell they are actively trying to milk it and encourage it and make that the thing that stands out in the show, I personally am not going to stay around for it. If others do, fantastic. I'm not exactly the target demo.
Well, you're not, but you got to review the show here. And you missed the best part of the show by leaps and bounds.
Well, my review is they need to grab my attention better.
Oh, my God. Oh, my Lord. I feel like... Braun Breaker came out and
He wasn't
destroyed everything. And, I still can't get over this. I can't even review the show. I'm so aghast.
Braun was angry.
God. I should have you review this show.
That's what we're doing. Keep going.
I feel about you right now like you feel about those fans. God. Yes, Braun Breaker was mad. And then Pierce came out and... who cares? LA Knight. I've been thrown completely off my game. I cannot believe you didn't watch the main event segment because some fans sang for Roman Reigns.
It wasn't just that. They were
Just skip that
taking
part to the
forever.
next part of it.
I did that
You
at
have a
first.
fast forward thing.
I did that at first, and then Roman kept going on and on about things he did in Philly, and I'm like, I'm not in Philly. I don't care about Philly. Talk to me.
So just skip to the next
It's
part
not a
then.
house show. It's television.
You skipped the whole promo. It was the
I
only
kept
good thing on the show.
And I got to the point where I'm like, you know what? Instead of me trying to find the good parts, I'll just let them post it on social media, which is what they did.
My God.
So I saw all the important
I'm
parts.
dying.
Saved myself 15 minutes.
I'm dying. Find something you like on the show, and then I'll bury that. You review these matches. Tell me about Javon and El Grande.
Javon sold for a really, 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 really long time. And then...
What is wrong with these guys? What happened in this match?
I don't know. It wasn't clicking great. It wasn't Javon's best showing. It was a match.
Javon! I'm sorry, it was El Grande Americano's fault. Because he's the guy that yelled at the top of his lungs, "What are we doing?" He got lost. He actually yelled in the corner, "What are we doing?" He didn't know what was next. And then they, fell off a cliff for, 5 minutes. They fell off a cliff for far longer than Charlotte and Nia. At least they didn't punch each other. But yes, this was probably at the bottom of the barrel for Javon Evans matches. And I don't even know why.
And it bothers me from a creative direction. The El Grande Americano thing. If Rey Mysterio is hurt, the company will just let me put on a Rey Mysterio outfit, come out and be Rey Mysterio for 6 months. And when Rey comes back, they'll just call him the original Rey Mysterio. I thought in canon, this guy was supposed to be impersonating. But now they've, changed the name of the original guy and just going to let this guy keep what is supposed to be going on here? At least with El Clone, at least we know he's not the original guy.
Or a clone, because he's already lost.
Well, clones are more about being genetically the same, not being able
Not
to
in wrestling.
win the same number of
He's
matches.
supposed to be the same guy. He uses the same move.
But maybe I'm wrong because I haven't watched enough shows, but it's the announcers haven't even completely acknowledged that the current El Grande Americano is an imposter, and there is an original. And I think that's part of the reason why the original got a bad reaction at the Royal Rumble is like they didn't make it clear that there was a impersonator here and the original would show up someday, where you were waiting for the injured guy to come back and take out this imposter. They kind of most of the time said it was the same dude.
Well, I think that no one cared about El Grande in Saudi Arabia because they thought he was Ryo. Because they popped big for him on this show. They knew who he was here. They just didn't know who he was on the other show. But yes.
2 days to figure it out.
A guy got beat up the whole match, and then somebody interfered, and then he won. That was every match on this show was exactly the same. I did not like this show except for the main event angle. But it's the best thing on the show, which is the one thing you missed. Then we had Obafemi destroying the War Raiders. And I'm just doing the matches. Penta and Bronson Reed, literally exactly the same. Bronson Reed beats him up for about an hour. And then we had 7...
They even gave the heel a visual pin.
7 disasters in about a 2-minute segment. First, Theory hits the apron. Penta hits him with a super kick. Then Logan hits the apron. Penta attempts to jump over the referee's back to hit Logan with a forearm. But he sends the referee nose first into the ropes, and the referee's nose pretty much exploded.
That really does hurt.
So he fell down, and he goes outside, and they were cleaning up blood. And meanwhile, Theory interferes again. Penta dives on everybody outside, hits the Destroyer on Bronson, or he goes for it, and Bronson gets a tsunami. No referee. Bronson goes outside to get a chair. LA Knight shows up, hits his finish on a chair outside. Theory and Logan chase him into the crowd. The referee, unlike you and John Cena, he didn't give up. And he got back in the ring and he counted out Bronson. So, exact same finish for the second straight match. At which point we then got Steph and Raquel for the women's title. This match also. In the middle of the match, I guess Stephanie and the referee both thought they were in the commercial break. Or at least she did. And she just stops wrestling and starts talking to the referee. They're just having a conversation.
But it was really weird in that Stephanie hit a super kick and then another move and got a near fall. And then Stephanie lays there and starts talking, and Raquel just rolls out of the ring and starts getting plunder. And it's like, why was the woman who almost lost now the one doing stuff, and the woman that was in control now having a conversation with the referee? I was like, did somebody get really hurt? Are they going to stop this match? What's going on?
Well, apparently they all thought it was a commercial break for reasons unknown, and it wasn't. And so they were just killing some time, and then I guess they found out it wasn't a break, and then they stopped killing time, and then they went to an actual break. So that was weird. But the worst thing about this match, and it's not just this match, I'm sick of matches like this. It's the match where you got to go 22 minutes, and the heel is on offense for 20 of those 22 minutes. And every time the babyface tries something, they get cut off. Every time. And you think this must be the comeback. For example, Stephanie gave her the devil's kiss finally after trying multiple times. She gave her another one on the steel steps. And then they went to commercial and came back for another 10 more minutes, in which she was being beaten and beaten and beaten and beaten. And I'm dying for a comeback, just so the match will swing the other way. It never comes. And finally, Liv comes down to the ring, wants Raquel to use the belt. Raquel doesn't want to use the belt. Stephanie drop kicks her into a chair, puts Raquel on a table. She goes up top. I thought, all right, well, here we go. Nope, she gets cut off again. They fight up top. Stephanie tries a Hurricane Rana. It gets countered. The counter then gets countered into a Frankensteiner. I'm like, oh my God. And then finally, Stephanie hits Raquel with the corkscrew splash and got the pin.
You figure the corkscrew splash was an ad-lib because the table bump kind of was lame?
Dude, I don't know. All I know is, like, Dave's talking about the crowd, and he's talking about how the crowd wasn't into it. He's the opposite of you. This crowd didn't care. They weren't into the match.
I want them to be into the match. I don't want them to be into singing songs.
Yeah, but the difference is at least Roman got him alive. This match killed them dead. They were dead during this match. I'd have loved to hear them sing, cheer, jump up and down, the wave. I'd have preferred anything to utter silence. And the reason they had utter silence is because there were no ups and downs, twists and turns. It was just straight heat for 20 minutes. Just like, and this is not the only, I see this in AEW, I see this in WWE, I see this, I'm sure I'll see it in TNA. It's like, oh my God. There's a reason that in the old days, the babyface got some shine. Then they got cut off. Then they'd make a brief comeback and get cut off again, but they'd make a full comeback. And they'd run wild on that babyface or that heel. The heel might cut him off, do a couple switches. There's a reason that 99% of matches over the last 120 years have had this exact same formula, because it's exciting that way. This way, we're going to make them think the babyface is making a comeback, but they're not. We're going to cut him off again. Oh, nope, we're going to cut him off again. By the end, I'm like, I'm so sick of this match. Is it ever going to end? And 22 minutes. This was too long. I thought the women themselves, I thought they worked hard, and I thought they, as wrestlers, did a good job. But I thought the match itself, the structure of the match, I didn't like it one bit. And I ain't the only one, because the crowd was DEAD dead.
Well, 3 singles matches over 2 hours is not a whole lot of wrestling.
Especially when they're all the same.
They were all predominantly heat, yes.
Then we had a great main event segment with Roman Reigns and CM Punk. And the reason this was so great is because when it was over, this felt like the hottest match in years. And it's amazing because
it's 2 months away.
There's a lot of people that don't like CM Punk, and there's a lot of people that do like CM Punk. As an unbiased reviewer, I thought both of these guys were awesome in this segment, but I thought Roman Reigns' go-home segment of the promo here was by far the best part of this and his best promo in years. But if you go online, if you're a CM Punk fan, man, he carried Roman Reigns. Don't ever get in a battle with CM Punk on the mic, they say. If you're not a CM Punk, Roman murdered this guy. The truth is actually somewhere in the middle. But you should go out of your way to watch this whole segment, everybody. Back in a moment, Observer Live. Just a quick note before this free video. If you click like and subscribe, I'd be very thankful. Well, we reviewed SmackDown yesterday, Tom, and you don't even get SmackDown. You're very, just, you know how you are.
Fine. Whatever. I don't care. Whatever. That's your impression of me?
Yeah, that's my impression of you.
Wow.
So what are we, at least, I hope you at least watch a SmackDown main event.
I watched the entire show.
Okay, because there's a lot of people that still like your review, Tom.
I went on the board, and I saw like 2 people.
Yeah, do you go on Twitter?
Yeah, I do go on Twitter,
You read my emails?
I do go on
the
Twitter.
Text messages? I mean...
Do you go on Twitter? Because if you do,
yes.
You would have seen one of the greatest moments in world history.
In world history, really.
World history. Frank Tate walked away the victor of the fight, but he walked away an even bigger winner when it comes to life. This man completed what I would say is the best high five, the best dap up in the history of the galaxy. This man had his dog. And when I say dog,
barely a dog.
I mean D-O-G and D-A-W-G. This was a dog, baby. The dog was so proud. You can see just the elation in that dog's face. He threw that paw up. He let it hang for a few moments, and then he brought it down for the dap.
Tom's not even doing this justice. Everyone has seen a dog, like you put your hand out and the dog like puts his paw up to shake hands. This freaking dog goes, ah, hapa! Like, what? That was more than a high five. I don't even know what you would even term that. He dunked He dunked that man.
30 million views on this clip. And that is about 1/10 of what it should have. So if you haven't seen it, you deserve it. Treat yourself. Go to my Twitter. Watch Frank Tate high-five his dog.
No, he did not high-five his dog.
The dog high-fived
His dog high-fived him. Yes. He just wanted like a, just boom. And this dog was like, no way, brother. You knock that man out. I'm going to give you a big-time dunking high-five from way up high. You go high-five, up high, down low, too slow. This was an up high. Guy should have pulled his hand away.
It's the best thing you've ever seen.
Man, too slow, Joe. Yeah, it was pretty good. Not going to lie. I liked it. Back in the show, Bryan Alvarez here, Wrestling Observer Live. So if you haven't figured it out, that main event segment on Raw, which you should all watch in its entirety, a lot of that was Paul Heyman. And these guys went through the curtain after the show, and big standing ovation for these guys. Everybody thought it was incredible. So yes, now there's 2.5 months before the match actually takes place. This was like the go-home show before WrestleMania. But it's not. So they got to come up with something in the meantime. And I think that one of the easier things to do is when CM Punk came out and the first thing he did was bury Finn Balor, and Roman Reigns is like, you interrupted me to talk about somebody else? I think that Finn Balor needs to take offense to this. And he already hates CM Punk. He needs to get really mad at Roman Reigns, because you've got to do CM Punk and Finn Balor, probably the Elimination Chamber, and you have to make Finn Balor at least hot enough where there's the idea that maybe if he beats CM Punk, then it's either going to be Finn Balor and Roman Reigns or a three-way. You got to at least make people think that's a viable possibility, even though it's going to be CM Punk and Roman Reigns one-on-one at WrestleMania. How they do that, I don't know. But we got a long ways to go. But clearly, if you watched the show last night, Finn Balor and CM Punk is coming up imminently. And then we'll go back to Roman Reigns after that. So anyway, that was the majority of the Raw show. There was some other stuff, but you can listen to Wrestling Observer Radio last night. We did the entire review. And we will be back tomorrow to review the first Avalus NXT. She's gone. But we'll find out how they solve that problem tonight. Filthy Tom will join us tomorrow, as well as Vinny Pacifico. And tonight you can check out the Bryan and Vinny show with Granny, Craig, and Sean. One of the final 20 years ago on TNA Impact, as we're soon going to switch to something else. So anyway, we're going to wrap it up. Don't forget TNA Impact on Thursdays on AMC. And Lance will be back later on this week with more. And that's it, everybody. We'll talk to you next time. Wrestling Observer Live.